Hello, I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com, and this is a 2020 Salomon Assassin Pro Snowboard. The Assassin Pro is the next high level up from the classic Assassin that Salomon's had for quite a long time. This is an all-mountain freestyle board for intermediate to advanced level riders that want a very responsive, well-rounded board. This is stiff, it has loads of pop, and it's very sturdy at high speeds. This overall though has a directional twin style shaping with a centered style stance. It shares the same exact shape as the classic Assassin. Inside of the contact points, the board is going to feel like a twin board with a centered style stance and a side cut radius. The only thing that makes this a directional style shaped board is that outside of the upturn on the nose is just a little bit longer and just a little bit taller to help you to float in deep snow if you happen to ride it. But if you take this thing in the park, hit some huge jumps with it, it's going to feel like a twin board on takeoff and of course on landing. Salomon adds a really great profile shape that combines hybrid style profiles into one called the Rock Out Camber profile. It's basically a raised camber flat section between the feet for stability while you're on an edge and quick pop right behind the back foot, with a gradual style rocker that lifts up the contact points on both the nose and the tail for a more catch-free style ride. I like the feeling of the Assassin Pro because of the camber between the feet and then that sturdy rocker on the nose and the tail. So it still has like a kind of a loose feel, but the loose feel on the nose and the tail is firm. It doesn't really wash out. It doesn't like swoop out from underneath you when you're ripping this thing. The field flex is about a 7, quite a bit stiffer than your average style deck. It's firm in many ways, specifically again on that nose and the tail and even between the feet, but maybe not as firm as what you find in the tips. It's surprisingly lightweight as well. You know, Salomon really beefed up this board. Besides overall shaping, there's quite a bit different than the classic Assassin board. Inside the wood core is actually called a Ghost Light, and it features a Polonia and more aspen to keep it lightweight, of course. And there's slight popster core profiling. So there's thicker sections of the wood core underneath each foot and in between your bindings with a slightly thinner section on the medial side of where your bindings rest. Now, this is a little bit more of a challenging board to flex out. Like if you're a jibber, this is not one board that you should probably gravitate towards. I definitely suggest going to the regular Assassin if you're more of a jibber that wants to get an all-mountain board. But the idea behind it is those thicker sections providing more direct energy transfer right to your edge, but the thinner sections allow the board to be flexed just slightly while providing a nice stable platform on the nose and the tail. And then Salomon actually adds in some ghost carbon beams. It's a little bit different than what you'll find in the booster technology from Salomon. It's actually two thicker strands or wider strands that kind of radiate from outside the insert packs to those contact points in kind of this unique J-style shaping. And what that does is provide a firmness in between the contact points and the insert packs, and provide greater energy transfer right to your edge for more stability while you're on an edge, initiating and exiting out of turns, and then while flat, popping high ollies. Again, even though there's a little bit of rocker on the nose and the tail of the Assassin Pro, it's very, very firm. And then Salomon actually adds in another thing to the sidewalls. Now this is an ABS style sidewall which has rubber that allows for the board to have a little bit of dampness to it with all the carbon laminates that it has, but that rubber actually sandwiches a full carbon strip too. So in between the feet, the board's still gonna be a little bit more rigid, but it's not overly rigid because Salomon actually added in to the Assassin Pro a Bi-X fiberglass instead of Tri-X. So Bi-X at 0 and of course at 90 degrees. But with all that extra carbon, it's going to be more rigid than a regular deck that features Bi-X style glass. I really like the kind of like the blacked out style design. You know, the Assassin always has some of my favorite graphics from the Salomon lineup, and the base is really dope too. This is called a flip-flop base. It's the centered EG. It's going to absorb a lot of wax. It'll ride faster than a extruded style base if you keep it well maintained and moisturized and waxed up. Now the flip-flop base will either show this kind of green colorway in the background with a black font or it'll be reverse. And Salomon does that to keep down the manufacturing waste in the manufacturing process. And then there's that 360 wrap standard steel edge with a quadratic style side cut race. It's a kind of a unique combination that's a little bit different than the EQ rad. It has a little bit more subtle style transitions between more flat style sections, both in between the feet and then on the nose and the tail. Overall though, if you do want a very stable, hard charging board with lots of energy, but still has a surfy kind of feel on the nose and the tail with good pop right behind your back foot for all-on riding, Assassin Pro is going to be the one. It comes in wide options too. Looks good, rides fast, hard charger. Can't beat it. Go get some at thehouse.com. Thanks for watching.